Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony with another video on single and placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Hi, hello. Hope you're doing well. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. Today we're out here with another vlog and chat, walk and chat, chill and chat, whatever you want to call it, and chat. And I kind of have to time myself. Okay, I've got an hour and I've got enough time to go to downtown and back, I think. We'll see. But yeah, hope you're doing well. And yeah, just out here giving Apollo a little walk. He was so riled up today when I got home. I was in office today. Today's Thursday, by the way, at the time of filming this, the 29th. But yeah, I was at work today and I stayed about 5-10 minutes late just trying to wrap some stuff up because I have tomorrow off technically, but I am going to have to work for probably an hour or two, maybe longer, 2 or 3 hours. We just have a ton of applications coming in. There's some other things that I need to get done. So I'm going to work a partial day tomorrow. But anyway, so I stayed a bit late tonight trying to get a little bit more done. Came home and he was like, "Where have you been?" So he was jumping on me, and then we started wrestling and fighting, and we've been doing that for the past 15-20 minutes, just grappling with each other. And I haven't done that in a minute because he hasn't been feisty like that in a little bit, super you and I right here, right now. So I was like, "Okay, buddy." It's like, "You get over here. You get over here. You're in trouble." "Oh yeah, you want to fight? And so we were having a blast. So I was out of breath and so was he. So I was like, "Come on, let's get you on your walk." So here we are. We'll cut right to the chase here. I mean, life's going good. Probably won't be responding to comments because I have some comments that I did respond to from a vlog that I filmed yesterday. I was out of commission for a couple of days. Just needed to kind of regroup and reset. I was like, maybe I'll take a week off. But I was feeling good yesterday. Today especially, I'm like, I gotta get in there and get some content going. I love doing it. I need to do it. I'm doing it. So life's going good. Diamond painting stuff's going good. Yeah, I actually got a lot of diamond painting done last night. I wasn't up late, and me and Apollo went on a pretty long walk while I was responding to some comments. We went on a pretty long walk. I think I was just being really efficient with my day yesterday. It's like, get home. I made dinner. It was a simple dinner. I did soup, salad, and a little mini cheese board kind of thing. So it was a simple dinner, but made dinner, got him on a long walk, filmed a vlog, which I don't know how I'm going to cut it all together. Well, who knows? This might be a whole separate video. I was thinking of deleting the intro from yesterday's and just adding the questions. I don't know. I'll try to keep it all linear. I got all that done, and I diamond painted. I got a section done on my custom from Jade, my Jaded Gem Shop custom of the Coaster Studios logo. I got half a section of Garden of Earthly Delights done because I was like, I need a break from this 5200 color blocking. I said that I wanted more color blocking in my life, and boy did I get it. And I finished a section of that custom. I was so bored. I was like, I don't want to do another section of this. So I was like, okay, let me get out Garden of Earthly Delights, because I haven't touched that canvas in I don't even know how long. So I got a half a section done on that to complete my third section. I had a half section halfway done for like a year. I started that kit as a whip October, I think 25th of 2024, and I just finished the third section. The third section had been halfway done since I think right around then. So it went back into its cave. I don't know when I'll pull it out again, but I needed some confetti, and I felt like working with squares, and I had already been working with Jade's squares last night, so I was like, let me just keep rolling with some Jade at Gem Shop squares. So I had a good time. It's looking good. I'm curious to see about the detail of Garden of Earthly Delights, even at the 120 by 130, but even if it's like a rough kind of like Vaughn said, like the idea of the original artwork, I think it'll be okay. I'm feeling more positive about that one than I did about Apotheosis of the Slavs in terms of detail. And I guess it could have been done at 130 by 140, but it's at a certain point, it's just like, okay, well, this just can't be done as a diamond painting, so it's going to be a very long-term project, and I think it'll look halfway. It's not going to be identical to the original, but it'll be more, I think it's going to be closer than the Muka that I got rid of. So yeah, did that last night, finished that, and it was still like 9:40. I'm like, okay, got a whole section of this custom done, half a section of Garden of Earthly Delights. Let's get the Dragon Challenge or Dueling Dragons kits down. So I did a section of Dragon Spirit, and then a section of Guardian of the Realm, and those are looking really good. Yeah, I'm liking them both. So everything was moving and grooving. So I actually worked on one, a piece of each of my 4 whips in one night. It was kind of crazy. So yeah. And the reason I said that I only got about an hour is because I'm scheduled to do a pop-up live in about an hour and a half. So I've got to get home, try to get some kind of food in me, and upload some additional music onto StreamYard, and we'll be good to go. I don't know what I'm going to work on. At first I was like, ooh, I'll work on my my custom, but watching me multi-place a bunch of 5200 might be kind of boring, so I might pick something else. We'll see. We shall see. I almost was like, let me kit up something. I'm like, nope, don't do that. So yeah, I gotta keep just working with what I've got. Are we on the right setting? Yeah, we're on night mode. Cool. Let's try to keep working with what I got. My Mystical Dream Diamonds kits are in the US. I just don't know where. But they are on their way to me. So that's cool. And yeah, once those get here, I'll be unboxing them and then starting on one of them immediately. And I'll film a kitting up and whipping chats and all of that. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to post the vlog that I filmed yesterday, because there's some exciting stuff that I have there that I need to share. So I've got a vlog coming, then this one. I don't know in what order. Where are you pulling me to? You seem very intent on going this direction. It's like, Dad, this way, this way, this way. Where are you going? So, yeah. It took 2 nights to kind of just regroup and think about stuff. And yesterday I was just feeling much better, and part of that had to do with the fact that I was like, I like filming way too much to take too long of a break. I like catching you guys up on stuff. There's always plenty to talk about with diamond painting and everything else and all of that. So I was in a much better mood after kind of just letting the embers cool from that interaction that I had. And then, to really seal the deal, I had a fantastic day today at work. Not only because we decided to do, or my boss has done, at the beginning of each year, our team has the option to put together vision boards. So it's just like we print off some pictures of goals or what we see the upcoming year being for us and plans and what we're excited about and all of that stuff, and put together on a vision board. Now, I've always found that to be a little cheesy, and so I did not do it last year. I am kind of a Scrooge when it comes to like vision boards and resolutions and stuff. But I was like, you know what? This year I have a lot that I'm looking forward to and a lot that I'd like to get done. So I'm going to put together a vision board this year. And I was going through this morning, pulling together images and photos and stuff of what I wanted to include on the vision board, being kind of, laissez-faire about it. Like, oh, this will be fun. It's a group activity if nothing else, and gets you closer to your team. So I print off all my stuff. We get to the hour where we're supposed to work on it. I start sitting down, I'm putting it together, and I was just like, it completely shifted my mood into like kind of being fine, like I'm fine, to being like, I can't wait to like kick this year's ass. Like, I've got so much that I accomplished last year, and there's so much more building off of that I want to do this year. Like, I am so stoked for 2026 and all the things that I'm looking forward to doing and goals and places. Like, mine was almost 100% travel, but I had like the movie nights that we started doing with my mom and my brothers, like family movie night. I had the podcast on there on my vision board. I'll put a picture of it if editing Anthony will remember. And then like all the parks that I'm planning on visiting in Texas, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Ohio, potentially Canada. And then of course, oh no, you got to go up. You have to go up it. Yep, go. And then of course, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and potentially Poland. So I had all of that on the vision board and a bunch of stuff. It was just seeing it put together was definitely like inspiring of what could happen this year. It really like lit a fire under my ass to like make sure everything's prepped and, I can get all this done. So I was feeling some kind of way about that. Like, this year is going to be awesome. Don't let BS like comments or whatever from social media of all places put you in some kind of mood. Like, you have goals, you're gonna kick butt. The channel's gonna be awesome, not only on this side but also on the Coaster Pursuit side, and you don't have space this year to let any of that stuff get in your way or create a hurdle. So I'm kind of feeling that way. And then, like, I kid you not, like 2 hours later, an emotional support crafter, I'll just call her that, sent me a link to an Instagram reel or whatever they call it, story. And it's this lady, and she's just like it was hilarious, but also so true, and like hit me, and like it was perfect timing for it to be like a 1-2 punch of like, I'm so excited about this year. And then this person on their story is like, a lot of people ask me how I post so consistently, or how I've always got content going up. And she's like, it's because I don't take this as seriously as a lot of people do. And she's like, I'm not worried about, oh, well, what if someone doesn't like this? Or, oh, someone comments, oh, I didn't like your post. And she's like, I don't give an F. Like, like, then don't watch the post, dummy. Or don't watch the video, dum-dum. And I was like, it was all the things that I think people were trying to tell me. But I just couldn't like I just couldn't just let it go, or just be like that. I don't know. But hearing it so bluntly, like, then don't watch the video, stupid. You don't like it, don't watch it, dummy. And I was just like, I would never, like, that's not where my head goes. But having it told to me so bluntly, like, it doesn't friggin' matter. Like, she went on to say, someone said that they, like, someone commented to her saying, I heard that someone didn't take value out of your video that you put up. And she was like, yeah, well, go find the people that did take value out of it, and that's your audience. Like, I'm not worried about the people that didn't take value out of it. I'm not talking to them, or didn't care for it. I'm not talking to them. And I'm not going to try to talk to them. Like, was kind of the moral of the story. Like, your audience is the people that take value out of it, and kind of stop focusing on the people that don't. That's not where you should be putting your time and energy. You should be fostering the folks that do care. Like, don't get hung up on the people that don't like you, don't like your content, don't like what you're doing. Don't get hung up on those people, because there's no point in it. And so, that just like, I like had to like stand up and like kind of walk around the office, and then I went upstairs to like the 6th floor, and like I just kind of did a lap, because I was like, I need to just like process this. And it was a funny video, but what was being said was so true, and like resonated so much for me in this moment of feeling kind of like I don't know, just feeling like I was like worried that I needed to start pandering to the people that don't like the content or don't like certain videos, in order to like keep them around, or to like make sure that I have as wide of a reach as possible. Hold on, potty break. I felt like I don't know, I was starting to like think that I needed to change things up to make sure that, feathers aren't being ruffled. And a lot of that comes down to not wanting to upset or burn bridges with small shops or whatever. But then somebody, I haven't gotten to this comment yet, but I did read it, was like, I don't think, if you getting a canvas from a competitor or directly from the manufacturer of a small shop, I don't think that's going to make or break or sink or swim their business. Even if other people do it, like a couple other people decide to try it as well. Like, people, shop owners, business owners should be, be able to stand on their product, what they provide, customer service, materials, whatever, that you like. And this is not what this person said, but I did kind of think of it. I'm like, yeah, like, give me a break. Oh, my rinky dink YouTube channel. And I talk about how I didn't have a good time with my Dreamer Designs kits. They're going to be okay. And so so I kind of had a little come to Jesus talk with myself today. And I was like, look, I think I would start to go down this path of, if I kept doing the oh jeez, that dog scared the crap out of me. It was like completely still till we got next to it. I can't go down the path of like, ooh, well, what if this might rub this person the wrong way? Can't do this. Like, I've always tried to not do that. And I think a lot of it, again, has to do with the upcoming podcast and wanting to make sure that we can reach out to shops, and I'm not hurting our opportunities to do interviews with shops because everyone hates me because I'm too critical, or I purchased a canvas from a shop's manufacturer, so now I'm blacklisted or whatever. Like, I started to kind of feel scared about like, don't screw up any future opportunities. But I have to trust that a small shop would not let something like that be some kind of deal breaker, and if they are that sensitive about it, that's on them. That's on them, unfortunately. You gotta be tough in that business world, and you have to stand behind your product and your business, even if there's somebody that's critical of it or whatever. It doesn't change anything. Their path is still a path forward and hopefully a path to success. I will continue to explore different options. Hold on. Explore different options, different shops, different means of obtaining materials, as long as it's all above board. And I can't let that fear of, I don't know, you might be stirring up some trouble, blah, 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 blah. That's not on me. That's not on me. Because if it's not one person, it's 100 others. Everything that I do could be upsetting or annoying to someone or whatever. And I don't want to go down this path of like, shouldn't talk about that, can't talk about that, worried if I should talk about that, and then suddenly I'm miserable on my own channel because I feel so just boxed in. And so I'm not going to do it. It took me, 4 days to go from feeling like I've got to start buttoning everything up, and this needs to turn into, I need to start making this more of like the kind of sterile content that I sometimes see from certain crafting content creators. Because now there's more on the line than just me and my channel. I've got potentially an awesome idea of a podcast coming, and all that stuff. I was just worried, but I don't think I have any reason to be worried. And if there are small shops or artists or content creators or diamond painters that get turned off by me, there's nothing I can do about that. And that probably just means that they might not have been the right fit for a podcast interview in the first place. So why would I try to change me in order to I don't know. I would hope that the shop owners would be just as open and honest as I'm trying to be as well, and as welcoming as I hope we are too. So I don't know. I just had a total, just seeing how great this year can be, and the fact that I let something like that comment and deleting the video just kind of sour what was like an exciting start to the year. And now I feel like, okay, it was nothing. It was meaningless. Move on. And don't change your style. Don't change your flow. That's what got you here in the first place. So screw it. I'm doing exactly what I freaking want to do on this channel, and I don't care if you don't like it, or you can't believe, or you think someone else is going to be mad, or he's just trying to start drama. As long as if I know my intentions going into it and I know where my heart's at, that's all I can do. I can't control how somebody interprets it or receives it, but what I can do is just keep moving on and be positive and be excited to still be here creating content. That's what I can do. So I don't care. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. If something upsets you here, my honest feedback would be, why are you here? And I don't give a flip. Who cares? So yeah, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do on that vlog that I deleted, and I think my approach will, I'll need to make sure to approach it and not in some kind of crazy way, like don't go nuts, but we'll just say this. I intend on picking up a custom from Evermoment. I've seen them, or I want, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it. And it might not be now, and it might not be next year or in 4 years, but someday I'm gonna do it because I'm curious. I'm curious, and I think it would be interesting to see. See how it comes out. I know there's lots of other content creators that have done it in the past. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to spend my money where I want to spend it. I think I'm going to give Feelook a try as well. I'm very curious after seeing Leanne's unboxings to see how those go. There's another one that everyone's been talking about. I think it's called like Beach City Boutique or something. I need to take a look at that and get my eyes on that shop, see what's going on over there. Up. So yeah, I think, and then Oraloa, I just haven't really seen much artwork that I'm like, ooh, exciting. So I need to keep my eye out on Oraloa, and there's a couple other shops that have been recommended to me that I check out. So if you have any more suggestions, let me know, but come on. Yeah, I need to, well, me and Mia have a going list for the podcast, but we need to start putting like a legally licensed kind of shop list together, or like where you can pick up customs, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, let me know if there's any more that we need to add that have been popping up. I feel like there's been a rash of like new shops over the past, I want to say 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, or at least new to me. Felt like there was a little bit of a lull there, and now we're starting to see some pop up. So yeah, I'd like to get Evermoment, Feelook, Oraloa, of course Mystical Dream Diamonds, those are on their way. Beach City Boutique, give them all a try. So who knows when and in what order, but I'm not gonna let others influence that. I just can't. I don't want to dilute kind of the work I've done thus far, trying to provide honest opinions. And I know for as many people that might be upset at me, there's probably even more people that would be upset if I started swaying towards how other content creators approach who they or what shops or what businesses they put on their craft table, where there's a lot of politics involved, and this person did this or said this, or I can't support them because they don't like, yeah, if I start going down that path, I'm going to be grossed out by myself. And I'm sure others would be like, oh gosh, this is, because I hear it so much, like, there's a reason why I watch your channel, Anthony, because it's not the same as the other, like the cookie cutter type stuff. And I like that, and I don't want to start going back down that path, because that's kind of how I started. And then I learned that that's not me. But then over the weekend, I was like, I think I'm going to need to start going that route if I want to make sure that everyone's happy with me, or as many people are as possible, so we can get good guests. Like, you know what? The good guests are the ones that won't care either way. Those are the good guests. So, whatever. So yeah, had like a little full circle moment, and I'm probably going to talk about this because I'm going live at 7:30 tonight. Probably talk about it on the live as well. But yeah, I just ended the day with like, you know what? It's like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't let somebody else mold the content that I put up. Again, if I know what my intentions are, and my head and my heart are in the places that I'd like them to be when, you know, making a decision or having an opinion or whatever, then that's it. Then that's it. So, yeah. It was crazy. It was a crazy afternoon. And I sincerely thank the person who sent that to me. And you know who you are, from the bottom of my heart. It was a funny, kind of silly video that definitely made me cackle. But it smacked me upside the head some kind of way. And it's exactly the type of thing that I think this person would do anyway. It's like, snap out of it. And it worked. So, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. If I feel like I'm going down a path of, oh, this is not good, or this doesn't feel right, then I'm not going to share it, and I'm not going to do it. So if it's here, that means that I put it through that test. If the content's here, and so if you don't like that, I don't care. I don't care. Do what you will. I've got to focus on speaking to my audience, and that's that. And I think that's what'll lead to success going forward, and not a content that is curated through a filter of not pissing anybody off or being scared of what someone will say or someone will go tell on me or whatever. Who cares? Yeah, it just sounds miserable when I say it out loud, even though I was thinking that's what needed to happen. So yeah, reset button. Needed that. Thank you. Thank you, Artie. I love you. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. That's it. Okay, bye. Yeah. I can't wait for everything that's going to be going down this year, from moving to hitting up a bunch of new parks to meeting Mia and a bunch of friends for the first time, traveling Europe, hopefully get a lot of cool kits and canvases done, launch this podcast. It's going to be a crazy year. So I've got to focus up and keep moving. Moving and prepping, and yeah, there's a lot to be done and a lot of excitement to be had. So I feel like this is how I wanted the year, like going into this year to start, or going into these first couple months, and I just got knocked off balance a little bit. But I'm back, baby. So yeah. Oh, we cut into the alley earlier than normal, and there's a bit of a hill on this block. But anyway, I've got 30 minutes. We made quick work of that. That's not too bad, so I'll stick around with you a little bit longer. But yeah, if I post the vlog from yesterday, I was still not quite here where I'm at today. So I was just talking, I was responding to comments, and a lot of the comments were like, oh, I can't believe that person was so negative and blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, well, it's kind of my fault. I need to be more mindful of, not upsetting anyone, and got the podcast that's coming up to think about. And so I was still kind of like on the like the defense of like, yeah, I might just be too much, so I've got to tone it down. And maybe that idea, I could see that idea potentially rubbing a shop or a business some kind of way, so I've got to be mindful. And I was still kind of in that headspace while also reading a lot of your supportive messages. So I was like in this middle ground of like, I'm hearing from my audience, the people that I should be speaking to. They're like, you don't need to do anything different. It's a fine idea, or those that saw it. And the people that missed out are like, I trust your opinions and honesty, Anthony. I wish you wouldn't have gotten rid of it. So I was like getting that support and kind of on my way out of the pit. And then today I got drop kicked out of the pit. So yeah, it was much needed. So yeah, you might have heard, yeah, you know what I might do? You know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to put this vlog, or this clip, before that one, so it'll be a double feature. So this is future Anthony talking to you, but I still want to share the comments that I responded to and all of that stuff. So I'll put that one in after this. So I'll actually be going back in time, but I still want to share my responses to some of your comments. So I'll keep it. I'll just put this in front of it, so it might be extra long. But just know, after we're done with this clip, we're taking a step back. We're going to yesterday and how I was feeling then versus now. I think I went from, oh yeah, I should, be a little bit more mindful of business relations and not ruffling any feathers, to now I'm like, whatever. If my ideas or thoughts or opinions or feelings on my YouTube channel with 4,000 amazing subscribers, but 4,000 nonetheless, is really getting to you, then you got to figure out that's your cross to bear. And I'm not changing. So sorry about it. There's plenty of content creators at any number of spaces, diamond painting, whatever, that play it so incredibly safe. They play it so incredibly middle of the road. They play it so vanilla. You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them. But I can't do that. 'Cause I am the West. Do you? I don't know if you ever watched Parks and Rec, but Mona Lisa Saperstein and her brother, what was his name? John Ralphio. They used to say that all the time. Yeah, so. All right, well, I think we'll cut over to that clip. But it took me Saturday to Thursday to go through my grieving process. And whatever that was, depression, feeling like feeling all sorts of stuff, to bouncing back and being ready to take on this year. And I got to keep the momentum. I need to remind myself every morning, you're cool, everything's fine. Don't let silly stuff get to you. Because I was in a funk for like a few days. And today I'm like, let's kick ass. And I'm not going to let anyone pee in my pool or whatever they call it. What is it? I'm not going to let anyone take a poop in my poutine. Okay, I'm not doing it. So yeah, we're going for it. And I will say, I did get contacted from that person. And so I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to respond or not yet. I think just for clearing the air, closing the book, I will. But I'm still gonna have a policy of, if you're bringing that into my house, you're gonna be showing the door, and I'm not gonna go back on that. So yeah, it's kind of a zero tolerance policy. I'm not doing the drama. I will just roll right over that and keep moving and not let it trip me up, like it did this week. So yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll roll into the next clip. Just keep in mind, that's from yesterday, and I definitely had a wake-up call of sorts in a very positive way today. So I think my mood might be different, and how I feel about the situation is very different. And I just got kind of snapped back to reality. Oh, there go gravity. Oh, today. So, yeah. I'm having a really good day. Oh, goodness. Sometimes these crafty pals, they're exactly what you need when you need it. Like, the timing couldn't have been better. So, yeah, I'm very lucky. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. Enjoy this supercut, long 2-day vlog. And don't worry about what yesterday's Anthony was saying. You don't even need to comment on any of that. He was in a mood. I don't even remember what I said, to be honest, but he was in a mood, and he's gone now. He's gone now, and he didn't know what he was talking about changing how the channel is put together. He was just, he was under duress. He was under duress, and he's fine now, so. All right, love you guys, and thank you all for being here. I every day I'm shocked that there's people watching this stuff. But I'm glad you're here, and I will continue to do as best as I can and be true to myself and true to true to us as diamond painters and as consumers, and oftentimes as people on limited budgets that want to know the kind of important comparisons, and they like a critical eye, as I do. Yeah, I will continue to push for that here, and while also having a good time and having fun and being sarcastic about it and being silly about it and being and exaggerating things, because it's fun and it just keeps things from being so dry, you know. So yeah, I hope you continue to like that. And we'll see you in the next clip, but I'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye. Well, hey there everyone, it's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Play Sing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. We're just out here doing a little walk and chat. Not sure how long this will be, as usual, but I'll give you some life updates and then we'll try to jump into some comments. I hope you're doing good. Make sure to leave in the comments of this video how things are going for you. Yeah, just finished work about 10 minutes ago, and Maddie was home. It was a work from home day. Maddie was home today. So after I got off work, came out of my little dungeon and we chatted for about 10-15 minutes while I was getting myself together, and now here we are. Get Apollo some exercise, get some steps in, as we like to do. And yeah, life's going good. Work's going good. Busy. Tons of applications for some new roles that are coming in. So my whole day was spent reviewing resumes. Just put on a little lo-fi playlist. I did have a couple of actual meetings today, but for the most part, I was just listening to music and reviewing resumes all day. So, did that. And yeah, as far as life stuff goes, nothing to really update you on. Don't have too much going on. Maddie was like, because I told her, I was like, I think I might go back to this karaoke place I went to last week. And it was okay. It was fun because by the end of the night, and by the end of the night I mean like 8:30, I was the only person singing, only person in the bar, and so it was uncomfortable because the bartenders and the DJ were just kind of staring at me, and then I finished singing, and towards the end of the night the bartender was yelling from across the bar requests like, sing this next, and it's on an actual stage, so I'm just standing there up on the stage like, okay, all right, I want to leave now, this is weird. But being the only person does mean you get to sing a lot, and I got to practice a couple songs. So I was talking to Maddie, he's like, it was weird. Didn't necessarily have the best time, especially since I was the only one in the bar, but I could go practice some more songs. She's like, well, let's just go to Wrigley's on Friday. Which is the Chicago bar that I go to do karaoke, and that's much more of a lively environment, and my friends actually like that bar, so I can get people to come with me. So I was like, deal. I won't go tonight, so not sure what I'm going to do tonight. Probably just diamond paint and hang out with Apo, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see where the night takes us. But yeah. So, what else? That's it. I have Friday off this week, so I'm not sure if Mia's doing an 8-hour tonight or on Friday. I don't think so. I think that's not until next month, but maybe I'll do something. I don't know. I need to ask her, see what she's got cooking, because I don't really have any plans for Friday, so maybe I'll take Apollo for a hike or something and then do an afternoon live. I'm not sure. Sniffy boy. Professor sniffs a lot. Come on. Come on. Up, up. Good boy. So yeah, we'll see. But I've been messing with the I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I did not sleep super well last night. I went to bed really early, and then I woke up probably around and really early for me was 9:30. I woke up at I want to say 1 or 2, and just was tossing and churning. My back was hurting a little bit, so I don't know if the first few hours of sleep I was sleeping wonky. I was tossing and churning and then didn't go back to sleep until 3 or 4. But anyway, so I have been messing with the camera a little bit at night. I haven't tried recording anything again on StreamYard. That might need to be something I do tonight or tomorrow night if I'm going to try to do a live or something on Friday. I don't know. And I don't know when this will go up either. This could be a very old video that I just hang on to for a little while. And then I got to working a little bit on our logo for the podcast. So I should probably keep working on that tonight too. Hi. But yeah, that's really about it. I don't really have any plans this weekend. Hopefully it'll be a chill weekend and I can just focus on getting some diamond painting done and make some progress on my whips. So speaking of which, we can dive into it. As far as kitted up, not started, still my same 2 Abraham Hunters, Winter Solace and Sedona Majesty. And I don't have any plans on starting on those. I mean, they're there, and I will start on one of them soon, eventually, but there's other stuff that's going to come before that, so I just don't know. When I'll ever get to those. And I think I've probably mentioned it in another vlog, but I still have the box for Winter Soul. Do I? No, I don't remember. I can't remember. I still have the box for either Winter Solace or Sedona Majesty. One of the two is still in the garage. So it's got to be Winter Solace because I don't have that kit sitting out anywhere. So it's got to be in its box rolled up. I just have the drills kitted up. So I do have Sedona Majesty without its box just hanging in the basement. I might go grab the Winter Solace box and roll up Sedona Majesty and put that away, because that's the only kit that I have loose that doesn't have drills on it. So I should probably put that away, certainly before I move. So got that. Oh, other life stuff. I'm almost done with my taxes. There's one line item that they haven't updated the information on, that it wouldn't let me enter something in. So once I put that in, they're ready to file. So waiting for the gun to go off on that. I should probably check TurboTax to see if that's been taken care of. I usually try to get them done in January. So yeah, Winter Solace, Sedona Majesty, kitted up, not started. And then I have whips. I've got Garden of Earthly Delights. No progress on that. And then I have the things I'm actually working on. I've got my Dueling Dragons kits. I've got Dragon Spirit by Margaret Morales and Diamond Art Club. I'd say it's 15% done. I'm done with the bottom, and now I'm coming up the side. And then I have Guardian of the Realm by Michael David Ward and Dreamer Designs, and the same progress. I think I've finished the entire bottom going across. Maybe I'm one section away from finishing the bottom, but my sections on that canvas are bigger than Dragon Spirit. So I think it's the same amount of centimeters, square centimeters that I've completed. It's just less physical sections because each section is bigger. I'm doing like 10 by 13 on each one of those. Whereas Dragon Spirit has often been 10 by 10 or even less because it's the perforated cover plastic that I'm using as my guide. And some of them are like half sections. So, yeah. But they're both at about the same percent complete. So, then my last whip is my custom from Jaded Gem Shop for Coaster Studios. I'd say that one I don't even know. We'll say 30%. That's really what I've been focusing on over the past, I'd say, few days, if not week. Sure, I'll grab my Dragon Spirit kits and do one section each, but I've been really trying to plug through my Jaded Gem Shop because I have some square canvases coming in that are going to need to get started. So I'm trying to get it, in a perfect world, I'd get it done before I start on my Mystical Dream Diamonds. But if those come in soon, then I'll probably switch between working on them. But part of me just wants to power through the Jaded Gem Shop. It is a lot of 5200 color blocking. And someone on Instagram was like, I cannot believe you decided to get a kit with that much 5200 color blocking. I'm like, I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I could have cropped it in a little bit more to get rid of more of that 5200, but I just sent Jade the file straight from Sarah over at Coaster Studios sent me their logo, and I just sent it as is. I should have cropped it down because I'm color blocking like a madman. So yeah. So yeah, just color blocking 5200 like crazy, and then the actual text in the image. And if Editing Anthony, no, I don't know if I'll share it because it is someone else's logo. I guess it's fine. If Editing Anthony decides he wants to put it in, he can, or at least a progress photo. But the lettering, which is supposed to be black, it's supposed to be 310, but it got rendered as 939. And it still looks fine. It's dark enough that it still works. It's a ton of 939 color blocking as well. So it's a color blocking extravaganza. But when you do get to some of the detail and color changes, it's a lot of confetti. So it's actually not been as much of a total slog as I thought it would be. Because you do get that little mix of some detail work here and there. It'll get much better once I finish the outer sections, because I'm doing it like I normally do, going down, up, over and back down and spiraling. Go on, come on, good boy, good boy, good boy. Okay. Flip it, reverse it. Good boy, good boy. This way. But yeah, it hasn't been as much of a slog as I was thinking. For whatever reason, the 5200 color blocking, I don't hate it. I think the biggest issue for me is the fact that I'm not a perfect placer. And so there is a lot of apparent gapping in my 5 and 6 multi-placing that I'm doing. And I think, you know, my experience has been with Jaded Gem Shop canvases is there does tend to be a bit of gapping, certainly more noticeable in lighter colors for sure. And so when I did Senorita a couple of years ago, it had a lot of light peach kind of hues in color blocking, and I ended up doing some mica powder to clean that up. So I'm not surprised by it, but it is something that I'm reminded of now that I'm working on this kit with a whole bunch of 5200 color blocking of like, oh yes, big sections of color blocking on my jade canvases tend to be more gappy and less forgiving of my poor placement. So yeah, it's been a minute since I've worked on a jade square. I've been doing lots of rounds, and we'll see what happens with Garden of Earthly Delights. I just haven't worked on it very much for me to even tell. But there's a lot more detail and confetti work there, so I think I'll be okay. And I don't think there's much 5200 or much of any like ton of color blocking there, so I think it'll be better. So yeah, just working on it and just like reminding myself like it's gonna be gappy. You're gonna have some gapping. You don't diamond paint well. You're gonna use mica powder when this is all done. It's fine. And just kind of powering through. So yeah, I fiddle with some of the drills here and there when it's like especially egregious. But other than that, I'm just like, just keep moving. You're fine. It'll look good when it's all done. You'll clean this up. So yeah, yeah, my life is color blocking right now, and I like that. I don't mind it. So we'll see. I have gotten tracking, and that's everything. I have gotten tracking information for my Mystical Dream Diamond kits, and they have arrived in the US. So now it's just a matter of getting them from wherever they landed in the US to me. So I'm anticipating another week probably. So that gives me some time to focus on my custom, and I think I'm just gonna make this my only whip and hold off on my Dueling Dragons kits for a little while I keep working this up. And Sarah at Coaster Studios, I asked her, I was like, do you want to see progress photos or do you want to be surprised? And she's like, I kind of want it to be a surprise. So I was like, okay, I'll take progress photos for Instagram, but I won't share them. I won't post that I've been working on this kit or the progress photos in a finish until after you get it and you get to see it. And she's like, oh, thank you. I was like, yeah, for sure. I'll just hold off on the content for it. So when I do finish it, I won't be posting a finish and review until she gets it. So yeah. Ready? Hup. So yeah, but I can share it with you here. They don't watch my videos, but she does see has seen my Instagram, so I just can't share it there. So yeah, if I can get that done in the next couple of weeks, and in the meantime get my MDD kits in and do unboxings and kit up the owl one, hopefully by that time I'll have finished this custom and I'll still just have the one square that I'm working on, other than Garden of Earthly Delights. That would be kind of nice, and that would mean that one of my 4 projects to finish between now and May will be done. So that'll put me ahead of schedule. So yeah, and once I get Mystical Dream Diamonds in, kit it up, and get started on it, then I'll start incorporating my round drill projects in and just do maybe a section of one of the 3 and just kind of go round robin with those. I'm not sure, who knows, I might fall in love with the Mystical Dream Diamonds. I'm like, this is all I'm working on. Dueling Dragons will have to wait until April. And I'll knock them both out in a month and be like, I'm done. We'll see. So we've got that going on. I've got my custom from Diamond Art Club has been shipped. The shipping, I checked it today, and it still hasn't left China. So at least I haven't gotten, Kate said that the tracking number wouldn't activate until it lands in the US, because it's a UPS tracking number just for the US portion of the shipment. So until it gets here, it'll just keep saying UPS has not taken possession of this. And so that's what it said today. So I think it's still on its way, which is fine, because I don't really have any intention on working that up. Who knows, I might get it and freak out, but I don't have any intention of working it up right away. So just waiting for it to get here so I can do an unboxing. And then I can't get into it too much. I have to be very vague, but I have another kit coming from a shop. And I think that's about all I can say. I don't even know when I'll get it or what it all is going to entail. I'm still working with the shop owner to figure out how this is all going to go down. But I'm very excited to share eventually what this is, because I guess I can at least say that I've had an idea. And if you are diehard single and placing vlog watchers from like years back, you might know what I'm talking about if you have really good recall for all my crazy ideas. But I've had this idea for a product, and no, it's not putty, for a product, and I've tried running it by at least two shops. I think potentially I've asked 3, but I've certainly asked 2. One of them, they just said they wouldn't do that, they're not doing that, or they moved away from that type of product, so it didn't make sense. And then the other shop did end up asking who they needed to ask to see if it could be done, and they got the response that no, what they're asking isn't possible. Well, I've been chatting with another shop about product and stuff and things that I thought might be worth looking into, and I brought this idea up again, and I'm like, I want to run it by you because no other diamond painting company has done it, and I think it would be cool. And so if you want to try with your manufacturer, it could be a one-of-a-kind kind of unique thing that other shops are not offering. And from what I understand, a lot of shops and who they work with have just said no, we can't do that. So I ran it by this shop owner, and things are coming. Things are coming that I'm very excited to share with you all. I don't want to. The shop owner explicitly said to not share like what it is like in particular, like if we're talking artwork, because of certain things. So I can't share any of those details. And B, it's never been done before, and so I don't want to talk about it in detail and create excitement or interest around this, and then it turns out to not work. This is completely a proof of concept thing that I'm working on with the shop to see if it even makes sense. But they were willing to do some work, and we'll see what comes of it. And I will, once I can share more, I will. And in fact, maybe when I get home, I'll message the shop owner and say, hey, I was incredibly vague. Apollo, you can't go out in the street. I know you don't like these houses, but you can't go out in the street. I don't know. Come on. For whatever reason, he hates being near the houses on these 2 blocks. I say it every time we walk by here, but it's always so weird that he avoids going up on the sidewalk or on the ledges over there. He seems like he just wants to be away from them. It's interesting. And then we get over to the next block and he's back on the sidewalk again. There's something, I should probably do a little ghost hunting on that block. I think there's some spirits or some energy there that he doesn't like. Anyway, I'll reach out to the shop owner and be like, hey, I was incredibly vague about what we've been talking about and working on. What am I allowed to say in specifics and what can't I? And if the answer is don't talk about it at all until we see this through, or, don't go into specifics until we see this through, then I will certainly honor that. But yeah, I am very, very curious and excited because, it's an idea I had that I thought would be cool, and I've gotten shot down a couple of times, and I might get shot down this time too. We're still, it's still just in concept phase, but we'll see. The idea's flown farther than it ever has before. So, yeah, it'd be cool to have my little, if it does work out and ends up becoming a thing, to have my little kind of mark on the craft. That would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it gets me as excited as when I got to do the collaboration with Jade for the Jaded Jamboree and the single and placing stuff that's on her site. That's still there. It's like under a cat. If you go into like collections under Jaded Gem Shop, you'll see single and placing there, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. So I don't know if those kits still get produced with my channel name on them anymore, but it's still cool. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, future plans for diamond painting, podcast stuff, announcement video for the Lo-Fi paint-along, Lo-Fi and Cozy Vibes paint-along in May. And that's it as far as planned stuff. And as far as planned kits, I'm still sticking with my my goal of getting this Jade custom done, my 2 Dueling Dragons kits, and 1 Mystical Dream Diamond kit done by May. So I think I'm well on my way to being able to hit that. And who knows, maybe the Mystical Dream Diamonds kit will end up being super technical and very confetti heavy, even though it is hand rendered, that it might slow me down and life might get in the way because I'm helping Alex and MJ do some upgrades to the mother-in-law suite or apartment that I'm moving into. So I might have, March and April might be really tied up with doing work on the place. So we'll see, but so far I'm keeping up with that goal as far as progress on canvases. So just got to keep going, and hopefully I'll hit that goal. And that'll put me into May for the Lo-Fi paint along. So I'll have Lo-Fi Cali Girl to do for that, which has a cat in it. So I'll be back in the mix with the cat event that Mia's hosting. And no specific plans after that. I mean, by that point I'll have moved, and traveling for coaster stuff will be kicking up over the summer. So I don't really want to commit to anything after that until Mookamania. So from June to the end of October, I have kind of open as far as projects I'd like to get done. Of course, I'd like to keep doing some cat stuff for Mia's event, but I could see myself going in a different direction and picking a dog photo or dog image, my custom from DAC. Could see myself wanting to do that over the summer. I could see myself wanting to actually sit down and commit to Garden of Earthly Delights. And yeah, I don't know. Part of me is like, should I start knocking out or trying to knock out these big projects that I have sitting around and just start clearing out some of my big computer renders? So that would be, obviously, Garden of Earthly Delights would be a huge accomplishment to try to work through this year. And I was like, maybe I should just do that and then grab Tree of Life by Gustav Klimt in Jaded Gem Shop. That one's, I think it's 80 by 100. I'd have to go look. Let me look. Hold on. But I got it in round. So I'd have one massive technical round and one massive technical square to just see me through until Mookamania. That could be an option. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think it'd feel nice to like commit to some of those bigger ones rather than keep thinking I should destash them. Be like, just get them on your table and just do it already. But of course, there's so many of my other the world, diamond painting world is my oyster. I have so much to pick from. But who knows? Nope, that's a piece of bread. You don't need that. Come on. It's just like half a sesame roll sitting on the side of the road. Okay, let's go to Jaded Gem Shop. And we'll go to Tree of Life. There's more than one titled Tree of Life on her site now. The Tree of Life from Gustav Klimt. So yeah, I got this in 80 by 130 in round. So that's going to be a big old project, and I kind of made this commitment not to purchase enhancements this year, so that might not work because I certainly want to jazz up that project. So that might not work. I might need to figure something else out for rounds, but I guess we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. Trying to think of anything else I have in my stash from Jade that's round, that isn't a Muka. I think I might have one more Henry Clive sitting around. I guess I can pull that up too. I'm trying to think of like what big old rounds do I have that I could just say, this is my round for the year. I should be looking at stuff with cats, but for whatever reason in my head right now, I'm like, oh, once I get these goals done, get the lo-fi event done, I'll have like 5 months without any specific plan, and maybe I just try to get Garden of Earthly Delights done and maybe one of these squares that's ginormous. Single and placing stash. You ready? Da, 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 da. Stash. Let's sort by shape, round. Okay, that's done. I have so few rounds compared to squares. Right now I have 20 rounds in my stash. 20 rounds. And a total of 89. So I have 79 squares in 20 rounds. Oh, why do I do this? It's because I do rounds faster. Maybe I'll just do all square. Oh, I don't think I could do that to myself. Maybe I should do all squares for the rest of the year. I don't know if I could do that to myself. Let's see what we have that's like big. So I've got obviously my 2 Mukas from Diamond Painting Shop. I'll be doing one of those 2 for Muka Mania 2026. So we know that much. Then I have 2 Henry Clives. I have Cleo and Anger and Ash, both in round. One's an 80 by 110 and an 80 by 105. So maybe I'll pick one of those to do after my Dueling Dragons challenge. Pick another Henry Clive. Then I have that Klimt that I talked about. Then I have another Muka called Evening Contemplation in round, and that's a 60 by 180. I don't think I'm ready to do another Muka right now, or not even until next Muka Mania, but we'll see. Other than that, I have Yume Art in This Moment in round. That's a 101.7 by 50.7. So I guess I could do that. In This Moment by Yume Art. Does that have a cat in it? Let's look. Oh no, that's from one of the Glass Instrument series. That doesn't have a cat. I don't know. There's lots to think about as far as what to do this summer. So we shall see. We shall see. You haven't pooped yet. Do you want to go this way so we can get to some grass? It's starting to get a little crisp. We're supposed to be getting some snow tonight. We'll see. We shall see. You think it's going to happen, Apo? I hope so. I hope so. All right, so yeah, we'll see what plans look like after these 4 kits are done for the year. But I'm already I finished Inquisitor, Inner Garden, and the Kiss so far this year. And now, hopefully by May, I'll have another 4 done. 1, 2, 4. So that puts me at 7 finishes for the year. And then I will commit to having my Muka done for Muka Mania, which will be 8. And then whatever else I do over the summer, if I, let's say I can get 3, let's say we'll do another 4 kits over the summer, which wouldn't make sense if I commit to Garden Earthly Delights. So I'll have to really think this out, but it would be nice to get 10 done this year. Come on. It would be nice to get 10 done. Hop up. Good boy. And if I can get to 7 by May, that would put me in a pretty good spot to get 10 done in a year. So it just depends on what I want to do. Do I want to go with something really big and I can just pick at it while I'm, back and traveling and back and forth? Do I want to pick something small? When I go to Europe for the retreat, I'm definitely going to want to bring a kit with me to work on during the retreat, so I'll probably need to pick something small for that. So I don't know. It's all up in the air. I'll wait until I move and have these 4 kits done before I start planning the next batch. But yeah, certainly should be focusing on some square canvases from Diamond Art Club, because that's pretty much all I have. Well, I mean, I have a crazy stash, but a 79 to 20 or 78, whatever it was, to 20 ratio is not what I want. I would like an even split, or if not, be more round heavy, but that's just never going to happen. Unless I just let me just go buy 60 round kits. That way I can make it even. So, anyway. All right, we're going to keep going this way because you haven't gone potty yet. Oh, all right, well, let's dive into some comments, shall we? See what's going on in your neck of the woods. Who used to say that? Somebody used to say that on like a PBS show. In your neck of the woods. Was that Bob Vila? Or was that Mr. Rogers? I don't remember. Question for today. Name a PBS show or a public access show that you used to watch as an adult, whatever. But even current, I guess, would be fine. I think we're gonna have a potty break, so I won't give you my answers. Hold on. Throw this away. In your neck of the wood. I don't even know why that suddenly... It was like said with a particular cadence that it stuck in my brain. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of This Old House with my grandma. And I used to watch Yan Can Cook, if you remember Yan Can Cook. And oftentimes he was sponsored by Kikkoman soy sauce and other assorted sauces for all of your Asian cuisine needs. And then I used to watch Lawrence Welk. That was like our before bedtime show. And what else? Those are kind of the 3 that jump out. Antiques Roadshow. Used to watch that a lot. I think those are kind of the ones that really come to mind. Is Lawrence Welk. They'd do the whole thing, and at the end of the show, I can't remember if they were just dancing or they were just all out on stage, just kind of, smiling and laughing and and then they'd have, I think it was like a balloon drop or like confetti, and then at the end he'd go, "Good night," and then that's when I knew it was time for bed and I didn't want to go to bed. What else? Yan Can Cook. I don't think we watched Julia Child. I think that's just a memory I created because I've watched her now as an adult. But certainly a couple cooking shows. What's his name? Bob Ross. Bob Ross. That was another big one. And I think that's everything I remember. So you'll have to let me know. What public access shows do you currently watch or remember watching at whatever age you were that you remember? I wonder if I can look up Yan Can Cook videos. He was cool. And then, of course, the children's shows that would play, Magic School Bus, that whole thing, but I don't think any of those would have that phrase in it. Anyway, I don't know why. Hey, come on. Oh, are you eating a rotten banana? Great. Yeah, it's not very good, is it? He's like, "Oh no, Dad, I will choke this down." Trash puppy Apollo. So he didn't eat his breakfast this morning. I was like, "What is wrong with you? Are you on a hunger strike?" He just gets in moods where he's like, meh. Oh, hold on, everyone. Joe was calling. He's like, do you want pizza? And I was like, no. I mean, kind of, yes. But if I'm going to get pizza, I've been craving, there's a restaurant here in town called Woody's. And they've got pizza and a salad bar and a beer cheese soup that I really like. And I keep meaning to go, but then I talk myself out of it and just make something at home. So I'm like, maybe I'll secretly sneak out when they're getting their pizza and go get Woody's. Because I want the salad bar. I like a nice salad bar. Maybe I'll go tonight. Anyway, I don't know. We went down that rabbit hole because I said in your neck of the woods, and I don't even know what that's from. There was this old house, and then there was this old house with Bob Vila, or there was like another renovation show? I don't know. Enough about that. I could sit here and speculate about PBS, public broadcasting, whatever shows all night. But we've got some comments to get to. At least a couple. Oh, okay. Aquarius Diamond 1971 says, hello, Anthony. It's me, Dana Corbin. I'm starting a channel. Did not want to use my personal YouTube, but I'm also subscribed on my new YouTube channel. Not sure when I'll post. Once I came up with my name, I had to set it up so I would not lose it, especially since this is Aquarius season. Just letting you know, we are one and the same, both channels supporting you. Oh, thank you. And I will go to your channel real quick and subscribe. Am I the first subscriber? Am I the first subscriber? I think I am. I was the first subscriber, Dana. What? Haha. That is cool. That is so cool. Oh my goodness. All right. You heard it here first. If I can remember, I will screenshot the channel page. Editing Anthony, don't forget to put the channel on an image, or at least link it in the description so people can go subscribe to Dana. How cool is that? Oh, that was on my Coaster channel. I was on my Coaster channel watching content, so maybe I'll get to be the first two. Let me visit the channel again. Yes. Subscribe for single and placing. 2 subscribers. I got the first 2. That is cool. Haha. I took first and second. Well, congratulations, and I will keep up on the content. I think, well, granted, I didn't realize I was on my Coaster channel, but I will leave it, because I did try to separate the 2 channels, so like when I'm on my single and placing channel on YouTube, browsing, it's all of it is diamond painting content and some other interests and stuff, but all of my subscriptions, other than like my brother and a few other people, is all diamond painters. And then I don't have any diamond painting content on the Coaster channel, so Dana, you will be the only diamond painting channel that I subscribe to through the Coaster channel. I will leave it so you can keep your numbers up. But I tried to separate them. And I was talking to Mia. Oh, I don't know. I'm always talking to Mia. I was talking to Mia, and I was like, I really cleaned up who I subscribe to on YouTube. As far as diamond painters, I'm like down to like, let's say 20, 25 channels that I, subscribe to. Of course, I'll go seek someone out if I want to see a particular video or whatever, or check in, which doesn't really happen too often, but really narrowed it down to like, I don't know. I just really narrowed it down. So I'm excited, Dana. I can't wait to see your first video. Woo! Okay. Liz says, come on. We'll turn off the street here in a minute. Get into the alley. Liz says, oh dear, what a place to be where you feel censored. I don't like it at all. I hate when the Karens win. However, a reset is always great. I always take a 2-week online break at the end of December, but please know this. There are people, I am one of them, who love and value your honesty, clarity, and thoughts. Big love. Big love for you and Apollo. Thank you, I appreciate it. And yeah, it happens. You know, it happens. It's the name of the game. And, you know, if you post content in a public setting, then everyone can see it. And again, you know, intention is hard to decipher or hard to interpret from comments and online interactions, you know. But I'll always err on the side of not trying to stir up anything or get people riled up. I've already done that enough in the past. I'm not really interested in that. And so if that means pulling a video, which I hope doesn't have to happen again, pulling a video or, you know, keeping comments, deleting comments or whatever, like, I'm not opposed to doing that. I don't want it to happen frequently, but it's something that I will do if I need to. Or, you know, having to block people from the channel or whatever. And again, it could be a misunderstanding of intention or whatever it is, but I just don't, I'd like to keep that at bay. So if I'm feeling like it's going to be a problem, I'll just nip it in the bud. So, yeah. Thank you. Asia says, hey Anthony, I didn't get to watch this vlog, but thanks for the update. It sucks you had to delete the video. It's so unfair. People are sometimes mean for no reason. Thank you for this vlog and walk with Apollo. Thank you, I appreciate it. And yeah, it happens. I'm not the first person that it's happened to. I won't be the last, and it might not be the last time I end up doing something like that. But I will try to definitely be more conscious of topics and stuff, and not think outside of where I'm coming from, but make sure to think like, how will this be perceived? Could this, you know, and I usually do that. I honestly did not think that I was doing anything wrong, but I'll have a more critical eye on my own content, especially in editing, of just gotta be a little bit more careful, I think. And that's not going to change anything. Like, I'm not suddenly changing into like everything's great. I have no complaints about any small shop ever. Small shops can do no wrong, or big shops can do no wrong, and this is perfect. No criticisms. Like, I will always be honest and upfront. But when it comes to like ideas like that of, you know, I don't know. The products that I decide to purchase, what I decide to bring into the onto the crafting table, the diamond paintings and the kits and everything that I work on, I'll always be honest about. But I've got to be careful about the actual purchasing piece in the first place. Like, should I be going this route? Should I be getting a kit from here? You know, I've got to think about that stuff. And yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a bummer. I'm not too hung up about it. It's fine. I have plenty of shops to pick from that I think will not cause any sort of issues. there's plenty for me to dive into without shopping directly from a manufacturer or any of that stuff. So yeah, I'll be just fine. And I'd rather that than having to field those comments and sentiments. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, what's the lesser of the two evils? And for me, the drama and that type of stuff, I'd rather not have that and maybe be a little bit more limited on where I can get stuff, so it's fine. Carol says, Anthony, I think it's smart to take a break so you don't burn yourself out. Your mental health is important. It scared me. Come on, Apollo. I think it's good to clear your head and focus on your new podcast. We aren't going anywhere. We'll be watching, listening, and engaging. I love your content. We know it's not a goodbye. Oh no, I already threatened to leave once to focus on the Coaster channel, and I quickly realized that I just can't do without this, what we're doing right now is just so valuable. But yeah, you do need to take a break from now and again, especially when little issues spring up. It starts to feel a little bit overwhelming, and I certainly get in my own head and kind of spiral, and so I was feeling like I was slipping down that path. Oh, hold on. I'm going to switch you over to night mode. I already kind of felt like I was going down that road of just kind of like, I don't know, just not feeling really confident in the content I was putting up. And like, am I getting too in the weeds of caring about diamond paint, like, the stuff outside of the craft? And like, it kind of stemmed from like, why was I even thinking about the idea that I had? Like, am I just getting too invested in like the what about this and what about this and should we look into this and blah blah blah? And I was like, is that too much? Should I just not even care? And I don't know, I was just spiraling of like, am I just too now I've swung the opposite direction where I'm like too invested in it. So maybe we just pump the brakes and just go back, take a couple steps back and try a different path. So it's only been a couple days since that video, and I'm feeling much better, just kind of reset. But I'm still gonna take it easy, casual. Me and Apollo have been doing off leash stuff the past couple of nights, so that's been good. And we actually went to the dog park, like the legitimate dog park that's like fenced in, and there's a bunch of dogs, which I don't normally go to because there's a bunch of people there and it feels weird filming at that kind of dog park, but I've been able to do that, so he got a bunch of social time in. So yeah, just kind of easing off on the filming and just like you said, focusing on podcast stuff and getting geared up for that. So yeah, thank you. I forgot your name. Keshma. I have it written down at home. I need to put it on my phone. It does sound like you're breaking up with us. It's not you, it's me. Seriously, negativity always throws me off. I think a break is good and focus on all the other things. I'm going to the Coaster channel in the meantime to watch all of those videos. I doubt there are meanies over there making negative comments. You'd be surprised. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I forget. It was very early on when I started my channel. I went last year. First few videos on my other channel, I went to Lakeside, which is an amusement park here in Denver, and it's kind of run down. It's definitely worse for wear. And I went there, and it's like, I think it's the most popular video over on that channel. I think it's got a couple thousand views, I think. And I went on what they called their preview day, which was like the night before their actual opening. And, I was just talking about, the paint's chipping off, things are kind of falling apart. Like, I mean, it's literally kind of falling apart. and someone was like, "Don't you understand what a preview day is?" And I was like, I don't think the difference between tonight and tomorrow night is they're not going to come out here and rebuild a bunch of structures and do a renovation on the woodwork and repaint, and like, that thing needs more than a night. Like, I don't know how they're going to rebuild this entire building tonight because it's collapsing. So I thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, they're everywhere. And in fact, the coaster community tends to be a little bit more negative and a little bit more harsh. And I've talked about this before, and I don't mean to assign a certain demographic being this way. Let's just say this: these are not they're not correlated necessarily. They just happen to happen. The demographic and the attitude. It's a male-dominated community. They tend to be either a very young set, like teens, or an older set that is about the nostalgia. And so the older set tends to poo-poo on new things, or like, let's say they're going to renovate a wooden roller coaster and turn it into something completely new. That's like a really old coaster. Let's say it hasn't been operating. It's kind of, it's run down. They'll add steel to it and make it viable for the current market. That set really hates that. They want preservation, not changing things. Whereas the younger crowd likes everything that's new. And so if you talk about outdated stuff, it's like, oh, that looks awful, or like, it's weird. It's a weird group. But yeah, the negative comments or snarkiness, whatever you want to call it, it's just part of life on the internet. It's just what happens. And I think it's more about how you respond and react and deal with that. That's all you can do. And so, as far as content creators for diamond painting, I see larger channels. They don't address comments at all, or they'll address like the first few positive comments. Maybe, I've heard people say, I'll respond to comments for the first hour that my video is live, and then I'm done. That's all I have time for, which makes sense because if you're getting hundreds of comments, that makes sense. And then everything else is just there, and it's not necessarily that the person is ignoring you. It's just that not very many, at least not that I've seen, very many content creators in the crafting space do this, where we read them out loud, we discuss on a video. Sure, content creators will leave a comment, and sometimes I do that. I used to do that a lot more, because I would leave typed comments, but I try to find time to respond to them and talk it through and have a conversation. So it also kind of puts me in a weird position where I kind of end up having to read things, read comments that might not be as positive. But I think that's good. I think it's all in the good of building a better channel and me being able to speak to topics and not just ignore things or brush things under the rug or make people feel like they haven't been heard. I really do my best. And of course, technology gets in the way, where I'll have a bad recording or I lose a file and I lose a bunch of comments. That happens more often than I'd like it to happen, but I do my best to get to everyone. But I always reserve the ability to remove a comment or not respond to it if it's particularly rubbing up against me the wrong way. But it doesn't happen that often, I'll be honest. I can probably say there's been maybe 10 times in coming up on 4 years where I've been like, nope, not doing that one. So, but when it does happen, it does hit me a little bit. Like, where did that come from, and why? What I need to look at the content that I'm putting up and make sure that's what I want to be doing, because if I'm garnering that type of reaction, then something's not right, you know? So, yeah. Dana says, it's okay if you need time. We'll be here when you get back. I will leave it at that. Love you and Apollo. We miss him also when you are away, so know that. Yes, I know. He's more popular than I am, for sure. Oh, I don't think I told you guys. I'll tell this little story. That might have to be it. Sorry, I didn't get very many comments responded to. I'll tell this little story. So on Sunday, this past Sunday, I was listening to Mia's Live. I think I talked about it in the vlog that I was walking. I don't even think I told this part because it was so random, and I mentioned it in the chat on Mia's Live because I was walking while listening to her live, and then I kind of forgot about it. So I'm walking Apollo, listening to Mia's Live, and we're downtown. We're over by Thai Gold, the Thai restaurant that we always walk by. And this guy pulls up next to us. Like, we're walking down the sidewalk. He pulls up next to us on the road. He's like, hey man. I'm like, hi. He's like, I just want to let you know your dog's super cool. And I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, how does he know my dog? Like, why would you, like, other than he looks cute or he's handsome. He didn't ask any of that. He didn't ask what kind of dog he was. She's like, I think your dog's really cool. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, I think my wife watches your videos. And I was like, what? And I was like, whoa, really? That's awesome. He's like, yeah. Well, anyway, thanks, man. Have a good day. And then just drove off and like didn't give me any more information. Didn't say like, oh, she's a diamond painter. I mean, he was stopped on the road. So, and it wasn't at a stop sign. He just like stopped in the middle of the road. So I get it. But I was like, I need more context. Like, is she a diamond painter? How did you know that it was me with my dog? You know, it was weird, but also I was like, kind of like, what the heck? And so I mentioned it in the chat, and they're like, oh, Anthony, you're getting famous. I'm like, oh God, yeah, right. But I thought it was funny. And then the doom part of me creeps in. That part of my brain is like, oh my God, there's someone local in my town that knows what and I did have my camera on because I was filming. I filmed that intro. I filmed that short vlog. I think it's like 2:28. I filmed it that day. So, yeah, I had my camera and stuff on. So maybe that's what helped him piece it together that I was the guy, because I had my filming equipment on. But it was still kind of like, what? I'm like, oh, jeez Louise, come on. I was still kind of like, oh my goodness, somebody in my town knows what I do and where I am. I'm like, that could be a problem, maybe. No, I'm sure it's fine. And if you are listening, whoever you are, and your husband told you that he saw me, hi. Hello, I don't think I know you. That's okay. He seemed really cool. So, yeah, he was just like, hey, your dog's really cool, man. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think you've ever seen me before. He's like, yeah, I think my wife watches your videos. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, okay, bye. I'm like, I need some closure here. Is your wife nice? Anyway, so we just walked past the house. There's 2 studio apartments that are attached to our house, and one of which has a lady that lives there, a gal that lives there. And I'm sure I've mentioned it a bajillion times, but her dog is very aggressive. I've heard it break off of its leash or whatever she has it on when it's outside and get into fights with dogs that are walking by, just, on walks. I've heard it happen before. And so he just tried to, from across the street, lunge and come running towards me and Apollo across the street. And she was like frantically trying to get him reeled up, but it freaks me out because I know that the dog will attack. It kind of freaks me out. So anyway, well, we're back at the house. I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for coming along. Things are going good. I'm good. I hope you're doing good, and we'll see each other on the next one. Bye.